Boom. Hello, hello, collectors. It is February 22nd, 2023, and this is the comic book review. And we're gonna collect some comics and talk about what came out this week and have a wonderful time. Shout out to everyone that's already in the room. Shout out Mikey Kester, shout out Infinite Collectibles, shout out I Am Driftlord, and shout out to the one, the only 360 Comics. If you're not following 360 Comics, I don't know what you're doing. You gotta follow 360 Comics. You gotta be doing it. Like, it's a must do. The best new channel in comics. So check it out. We have a great review tonight. I have a lot of talking points, and it's going to be a wonderful time. The first thing I want to start off with, and just go right into it, is I'm going to move this segment up a little bit, and so we can talk about something that everybody might like, is the facsimile of the week. And there's two. And in fact, I'm going to do a whole video on this, but we're going to talk about first Spidey 129. Now, this is not an original Spidey 129, unfortunately, but it is the facsimile, which came out this week. So we're going to talk about this and the history. So, Amazing Spider-Man 129 came out in February 1974. This is the first Punisher, Frank Castle, and the first Jackal. It's got a Gil Kane and John Romita cover with a Jerry Conway story. I'm actually going to move something down. That should be a little bit better. Okay. So, this is the 7th reprint of Amazing Spider-Man 129. The 7th reprint. So, coming out in February 1974 was the original issue. The very first reprint happened 5 years later in August 1979. Marvel Tales number 106. That is the first reprint of Spidey 129. Now, I don't collect that because don't want to collect the entire Marvel Tales run, so I don't consider that part of my reprint collection. Because the entire issue series itself is reprints, as opposed to the issue itself being a self-reprint, if that makes sense. Anyway, there were no reprints in the 80s, but in 1992, in November, Marvel Milestone put out Spidey 129. Marvel Milestone. So, this was the first reprint to have the yellow cover, as Marvel Tales 106 had a red cover. Go fast forward 10 years later to April 2002, and there is the Wizard Ace edition. This has the acetate cover. Do not have that at the moment, but that is on my quick list. 2 years later, in 2004, Toy Biz and Marvel Legends put out Wave 6, the Punisher Marvel Legends figure, that came with a Spidey 129. That's the Marvel Legends reprint. This is also the Deadpool and Dupe Wave with the good Deadpool figure. Later that year in June, Lionsgate put out their reprint for the Punisher movie. Fast forward 14 years later, we've got the Marvel Knights version. This is the True Believers from November 2018. And this was the last reprint until the first facsimile version. And this is from April 2023, which is what it is stamped. So, that is your quick history on Spidey 129 reprints. So, if you like the Punisher, check out Spidey 129 facsimile out today. But wait, DC wants to be involved too with the facsimiles. So, DC put out, for the first time in 23 years, a Wiz Comics 2. from February 1940. This is the first appearance and origin of Captain Marvel, Billy Batson, now known as Shazam. Also the first Dr. Sivana also. This is awesome CC back cover art. This is the first reprint in 23 years. And the fourth overall. So the original Wiz Comics came out Fawcett February 1940. 23 years later, Don Maris puts out his black and white reprint version. The entire inside is black and white, except for the cover, which is regular. That is the Don Maris version. The next version, in October-November 1974, DC Famous Firsts. This is the treasury size version of this that you might see. So it's much bigger, but that is the second reprint of this book. Then in 2000, March of 2000, there was the DC Millennial Edition. And this was the last time this book was reprinted for 23 years until the facsimile comes out today. So, if you like Captain Marvel, Billy Batson, Shazam, and you want to read about his first appearance, go check out facsimile version, now at your local comic store. So let's move on to the new books out this week that I got. We got 5 new books out. Let's start with Star Wars Yoda number 4. The wise Jedi Master Yoda has lived a long life in service to the greater good of the galaxy. After the rise of the Galactic Empire, he now spends his days on the secluded swamp world Dagobah, awaiting an important visitor and reflecting on his many adventures. Years before the Clone Wars, Yoda asks an old friend to come teach the next generation of Jedi alongside him, Master Dooku. And with mysterious visions haunting one of his students, Master Yoda will need all the help he can get. This is Star Wars Yoda, issue number 4. The first 3 issues were its own little story arc. This is issue 4. I recommend it. Next Star Wars book of the week is Star Wars Dr. Aphra, number 29. After a grueling possession and cunning hack, Aphra has finally regained control of her body and established a tentative truce with the Spark Eternal. True to the mission of the Ascendant and its creator, Myril, the Spark has declared its intention to hunt the Sith. Meanwhile, the use of exploitative Ronin Tag's medical technology left Sana Staros and her team in enormous debt. Sana's team then joins Ronin's Crimson Dawn force to usurp his aunt, Domina Tag, as head of Tag Corporation. However, Sana betrayed Ronin and extracted a confession of his misdeeds in exchange for Domina erasing her crew's debt. Freed from the Tag, Sana and her allies met with Ko Fan Ferris to discover the whereabouts of Aphra and the Spark. Aphra and the Spark have a lot of good back-to-back in this, like Smeagol and Gollum. Very good. If you're loving Dr. Aphra, the droids do have some fun in this issue. So, Dr. Aphra, issue number 29. Moving on to the only High Republic book out of the week. It is a new number 1. Star Wars The High Republic, The Nameless Terror number 1. It is a time of great exploration. In an effort to unite the galaxy, the Chancellors of the Republic, working alongside the courageous and wise Jedi Knights, have dispatched dozens of Pathfinder teams into the farthest reaches of the Outer Rim. But it is also a time of great uncertainty. Communication is unreliable, and tall tales of mysterious planets and monstrous creatures abound. Prospectors and pirates roam the frontier, and the worlds of Irem and Irono are locked in a forever war. And the far-off planet of Dalna, a new threat to the galaxy, is beginning to emerge. Even in the shining light of the High Republic, there are shadows lurking in the galaxy. A Jedi mission to the planet Donna suddenly becomes under attack by unknown assailants. As the knights retreat to an ancient structure, it clearly becomes clear that they are far from safe. Something evil stalks the ruins, a ruthless predator, an unknown terrorist, a nameless fear. This is The Nameless Terror, Issue 1, the new High Republic miniseries. We've got a Power Rangers Turtles book out this week. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, number 3. It's Shredder vs. Ranger X as the battle grows underway and Rita's armies are a powerful match for our depowered heroes. Unlikely alliances and unlikely sanctuaries abound as the Rangers and Turtles, specifically Billy and Donatello, put their heads together to create a secret weapon. But the problem is, it might change them in ways they can't come back from. This is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 2, number 3. The last Marvel book of the week is Thor number 31, Legacy number 757. This book has given me hope again. A new arc packed with twists and revelations begins here, and Donny Cates is back on this as co-writer. So, the last few issues of Thor have not been enjoyable. This one gets back. It's not horrible. It's not amazing, but it's good. The gates of Valhalla are broken, and the souls of all who inhabit it have vanished. With the help of Jane Foster and Odin, who's stuck in Mjolnir, Thor must find who has the power and the audacity to disturb the final rest of Asgard's greatest warriors of all time, and what it means for the rest of the Marvel Universe. Plus, this issue includes a special superheroic backup story featuring Thor and Black Panther celebrating Black History Month. So Donny Cates is back, indeed. After a quick hiatus. So I recommend picking up Thor number 31. Finally, there's a few conventions out this week. It's going to be very good as convention season is starting up. Back Deck Comic Fest. Round 3. Saturday, March 11th, 2023. 10 to 2, weather dependent. Hosted by 360 Comics. Join me and Joe with Pope of Chilitown and Mint Hunter Comics as Back Deck Comic Fest Round 3 kicks off. Definitely check it out. If you're in the Philadelphia area, you gotta come by. Saturday, March 11th. Next Friday, March 3rd, is the Toy Cantina Comic Swap. Starts at 8 p.m. We're gonna buy, sell, trade. Toy Cantina is in Feasterville, Trevose, on Bustleton Pike, north of the Philly suburbs. If you don't know Toy Cantina, they have an awesome selection of new and vintage toys with all-you-can-play retro arcade. Donations, you can. Awesome little arcade. Awesome toy selection. This is the Toy Cantina Comic Swap, March 3rd. And finally, this weekend, which is February 25th and 26th, Saturday and Sunday, is ZoloCon in Warminster. The toy show, a great toy show, at the Fuge. If you're in the area, check it out. You don't want to miss the show. This is a great toy show. ZoloCon. Finally, we're going to do a little unboxing. We got a nice package today. So, we're going to just cut this open and see what came in the mail. let's see what we got. Maybe we can make this box reusable. Some nice bubble wrap. All right. Very exciting. I've been looking for this for a while. I finally found it. I couldn't pass it up. This is DC Comics, Year by Year, a visual chronology. This book is awesome. This book goes year by year with DC history and goes by what's important. 1938, June, Action Comics 1. July, Action Comics 2, Second Superman. Detective Comics 20 in October. This goes through all the years, every single year, to show the important issues, what happened that year, why it's important, in-universe stuff, out-of-universe stuff. And this actually goes up to 2019. So, 2019 for this DC. This joins the Marvel one I have. The Marvel Year by Year. And this one goes up to 2021. Marvel Year by Year. DC Year by Year. I mean, just knowing your actual history of comic books, like going to April 1960, Action Comics 2, like why they're important, what happened in that issue, just knowing the comic book history is wonderful. So, very happy to get this DC Comics Year by Year. Other than that, make sure that you got those conventions on your calendar if you're in the area. ZoloCon this weekend. The Toy Cantina Toy Swap next weekend. And Saturday, March 11th, Back Deck Comic Fest, Round 3, with 360 Comics, Hope of Chillytown, and Mint Hunter Comics. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. This has been The Collecting Dude. Hope you guys find some good stuff in this coming week. See you guys next week. May the force be with you.